what's up, guys? So it's COVID greenhouse update number 3 with Mr. Discern. So I wanted to start by saying I really miss you guys. I know it's only been like 3 weeks, but I legitimately miss seeing you guys every day. Hope you guys are doing all right. I hope you're staying safe. If there's anything you guys need, let me know. If you have any questions about anything, please reach out and talk to me. 'Cause yeah, I genuinely miss seeing you guys. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna mostly go over some of the plants we've got prepared for the plant sale. So most of them are about 3 weeks away from actually being able to sell. But I wanted to go over the foliage plants today. I know we've talked a little bit about them already, but there's some really great varieties we have, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more about them, what they're called, what they do, what they're used for, just so you guys kind of stay in the know. So that's kind of what we're going to be going over today, but I hope you guys are doing all right. Hope you had a good spring break. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first plant I want to talk about is this Ajuga bronze plant. Now, bronze is the variety, Ajuga is the plant itself. So, as you can see, this is a foliage plant. It's got these beautiful leaves on it, right? These purple leaves that are going to turn a more bronze color, actually, as it gets exposed to more sun. These are a great ground cover plant, and so what I mean by that is they're going to spread out across the wherever you put them, right? They do fine in containers as well, tend to work better as a ground cover. Now, these leaves you're going to see are going to get bigger if you put them in part sun. So if they get a little bit of shade throughout the day, the leaves are actually going to be bigger, but they do tolerate any amount of sunlight. So they're a very versatile plant. And that's a trend you're going to probably see by the end of this video, is that our foliage plants are typically lower maintenance than our flowering plants. And what I mean by that is that there's less specific conditions you have to have for the plant in order for them to be healthy and thrive. So with our flowering plants, sometimes there's more specific requirements to get them to flower, whereas with our foliage plants, they tend to be happy pretty much wherever. So, Ajuga bronze, great variety. I'm really excited about these. I can't wait to see that color really start to come through. So these guys should be ready in about a few weeks. All right, so another variety I'm excited about is this alternanthera, also known as Joseph's coat. So this is going to be another variety that does well in a range of situations. It goes great in a mixed container. It goes great in a pot by itself. It's going to have this really bright pink coloration in the leaves, so that's going to be a product of more sunlight. So the more sunlight it gets throughout the day, the brighter the colors of the leaves. So you're going to get those really dramatic pinks and reds coming through. Once again, not very picky, pretty much good in any situation. It can tolerate any amount of sunlight. It does best in full sun. So this is alternanthera, also known as Joseph's coat. Okay, so next up we have my favorite plant, which is coleus. I'm going around the greenhouse just getting some of the varieties of it right now. We've got them all spread out throughout the greenhouse, and I want to get you a good example of each one. So we've got, I think, like 5 or 6 different varieties this year. My students would tell you that that's too many varieties. I would say that's not enough, because with coleus, you can never have enough. So many different colors that you get to choose from. It's really one of the most impressive plants. It's my favorite. It's awesome. We're going to talk a lot about coleus today. I'm going to be totally honest on this one. I'm not really sure what this guy is supposed to look like, but right now it's got kind of a very, you can see like a hint of a pattern there with the red on the green. It's almost like it's like speckled with that red. I don't really know what this one is supposed to look like, because I don't know what the variety was called. I should have done a better job labeling. That's on me. But still, it's a very interesting pattern. I want to see where this guy goes, so I'm not really sure. This is another one we grew from seed, so yeah, not really sure what's going to happen with him, but still beautiful. Okay, so these 3 I'm calling the triplets, because these are the 3 we actually purchased this year from North Carolina Farms. These are the Sun series, okay? So these love full sun. They're going to have this very dramatic color even in full sun, which most coleus, you're going to get better color in part sun, where you're going to get a little bit of shade throughout the day, sometimes even in part shade. These guys get this dramatic color even in full sun, which, I mean, a testament to that, it's been very sunny out and their color has actually gotten even more dramatic. So I'm not really sure what the actual name, I know they are all Sun Series Coleus. I'm not sure what the name is of each of them individually, but these three triplets, looking great. These go great in a basket together. The colors complement each other very well. I can't even decide which one's my favorite, honestly, out of the three of them. Super exciting. These guys are growing great. These should be ready in a few weeks. They're going to look great throughout the whole summer. I'm very, very excited about these. Here we have Old Faithful. This is, I think it's called like Lime Zinger or something. This is the variety we accidentally bought last year for the plant sale. We were supposed to get one that had more red in it, but they ended up sending this one instead, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with it. It's got this beautiful golden/lime green color. Really interesting. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what causes the color to change between gold and lime green. I want to say it's got the lime green color in shadier conditions and the golden color in sunnier conditions. But either way, it is beautiful. This one's got little of both. On the top, you can see that golden color. On the bottom, you can see the lime green. So I think this is the variety we meant to buy last year. Once again, I'm not really sure what it's called. This might actually be the same as one of the triplets that we talked about just a minute ago. One of those Sun Series. So I actually prop lifted this one. I took a cutting. I saw it in like a shopping center or something, and took a little pinch of it. Now at this point you might be thinking, is Mr. Discern telling us to steal plants? And obviously I am not telling you to steal plants. That would be bad. If you're at a garden center or you're at a botanic gardens or something like that, do not mess with those plants, okay? Unless you've bought them, do not mess with the plants. However, if you're in like a park or a shopping center or something, and you see a plant that you really like, and you're getting a good look at it, and you accidentally bump into it, and a little piece falls off of that plant, I would argue it's your job as a horticulturalist to nurture that little piece, that little cutting that fell off on accident, back to health, to where it can grow into its own plant. I would say that's almost your job. You're almost required to do that. So am I endorsing stealing plants? Absolutely not. Don't steal plants, guys. But if you see a plant in need, and it just, I don't know how it happened, it just fell off, then yeah, that's a plant that you should nurture for sure, okay? And have many successive generations of cuttings from that little piece that accidentally fell off. And it's been great. Now you may say, Mr. Zern, you already talked about this one, but I haven't actually. This one is not the same as that Lime Zinger we talked about. This guy's name is Wasabi. The leaf shape is a little bit different. It's subtle, and it also has a much brighter lime green color. It doesn't really turn gold like the other one did. So this one's called Wasabi. Once again, prop lifted this one as well. I'm really not sure where I took the cutting. Yeah, I can't remember. It was like months ago. But we have a pretty good stock of him now. We've got a mother plant that I've been taking cuttings from, so we got plenty of cuttings of this guy as well. It does pretty well. It's a little slower growing, I've noticed, than some of the other Coleus varieties, and I'm not sure if that's just because it needs more sun than the others. But yeah, really interesting leaf shape. I love the color. You can't beat it. And possibly my most successful prop lifting to date is this beautiful, it looks sort of like campfire Coleus, except the color is a little darker, so I don't think it's actually that variety. But this guy looks like he's, you can get some cuttings off of him right now. We have a mother plant that's about 3 times this size that we've been taking our cuttings from. I think we probably have like 70 cuttings at this point that are rooted and ready to sell. So this guy, really, really great color. It's got that complete red all the way throughout the leaf. These newer leaves don't have any green on them. So this provides a nice contrast to some of those varieties that have that, that green around the outside, that patterned variety. A nice solid color red variety really, really completes the set. All right, so I mentioned that we got all of our cuttings from a mother plant. So this is our Campfire Coleus mother plant. You can see she's a pretty good size. So when you're taking a cutting, you really, I mean, you can get a plant this size. I think she's been growing for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months. And she came from a cutting that was this big, okay? So all of this and the, 50, 60 cuttings we've got that have made our campfire coleus that we're gonna sell came from one cutting that I took that was about this big. So you don't need to take a huge section of the plant. You can get away with just a little section like this, okay? To be able to create a good, healthy mother plant. So what you see behind me are the about 1 billion different coxcombs or brain flowers that a couple of our students started propagating. We have about 1 billion of them now, so we'll probably be just giving these away. They're very prolific. They produce like a ton of seeds. And so I guess that we ended up planting a lot of them without me noticing, and now we have just like a literal billion of these. So yeah, these have really cool flowers on them. They're not quite developed yet, but I just wanted to let you guys know. I think mostly Tyler took care of these. But yeah, Tyler, the plants are doing great. If you were involved in this, let me know in the comments. I can make sure you get some of these for yourself. But yeah, we've got plenty, so just let me know. Yeah, also whoever was growing the morning glories, there's just like random patches of them throughout the greenhouse. I didn't plant any morning glories, so I don't know who grew these, but we have like a ton of those too. Unintentionally. So if you were involved in the planting of the morning glories, let me know as well, and I can make sure you get some of those. Or if you just want some, I mean, honestly, we have like so many of them, I don't know what to do with them. They're starting to get a little bit out of hand. Also, big shout out to whoever planted these sunflowers in our coleus pots. That's really cool of you. Thank you for doing that. I was just thinking, it would look really good together. A sunflower and then a dead coleus. That would look like a really, really cool container. So very creative ideas there. Thank you for whoever did that. Now I want to go through and just talk about all the different plants that are growing below the benches, from like a drop seed or a drop piece of a plant that then rooted. Obviously we've got a lot of weeds down there that are growing up, but we've also got a lot of plants that like we're actually growing. It's kind of weird. It's a very random assortment. So I'm just going to go through and document those for you guys. Oh look, it's a squash. That's random. I don't know how that got down there. It's actually flowering, which is crazy because our ones outside aren't even flowering, so pretty weird. That's a morning glory. I told you they were everywhere, the ones that kind of spaded leaves. Yeah, so those are growing, and then, oh, look at that. It's a little tomato plant. Great. Oh wait, did I say a tomato plant? I meant 1, 2, 3, 4, and yes, that is a Red Bull can. I was drinking a Red Bull one time. Sue me. So 5 tomato plants growing beneath a bench. Oh, 6. Got a 6th. There he is. Wow, check that out. Crazy. Okay, so that about wraps it up for today. I hope that was a little bit informative about just kind of what's going on out here. I didn't really get out of the garden, but the garden's going great. Things are looking fine out there. Nothing really to report, honestly. So that's pretty much it for this week. I'll post another one next week, probably, maybe. We'll see how that goes. But let me know if you have any questions. Put those in the comments. I hope you guys are all staying safe. Hope everything's going all right. If you need anything, let me know. Like I said, probably a few more weeks before these plants are ready for to actually sell. So we'll get there when we get there. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys around. See ya.